Ringer off. All right. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Got some. Hey, Richard, how you doing, brother? Got some pretty exciting news. We are. I have a company reach out to me, and they're going to start making custom Fishing Louisiana blanks. I thought that was pretty cool. So I thought that would be really interesting. Yeah, it'd be something different, new adventure. Have my own custom blanks made just for the show. Not for the show, for the channel. Sorry, I'm doing two things at once here. I don't know what's going on here. All right, I guess that's it. I'm trying to run two programs at the same time. Excellent connection. Current viewer 0 says. Over here on StreamYard it says 2 viewers. But yeah, we're almost to our 1,000 hours, or our 4,000 hours to get monetized. Let me shut this ringer off before someone calls again. Pretty interesting. Well, yeah, that's going to be big, having my own custom blanks. I could sell them to other rod builders, maybe get them into another company where they could like offer them for sale. So I thought that was pretty big. My analytics, where are my analytics? Monetization. It says I got 33,873 watch hours, but that's from the 4th. It's 2 days behind. So I imagine I'm under 100 by now. So I've got 6 blanks coming from that manufacturer. They're still tooling up the equipment right now to make them. Them MHX blanks that I use, they are warranted for life, and they cost around $150 each. So with the specs from them and the specs that I gave them to build these rod blanks, I got 6 of them coming in 3 different specs that I sent them, 2 of each one. And we're going to get them and run them through some serious testing. And I'll do videos on that testing. And we'll see if they hold up to what we got going on, you know. So I'm just getting black. I can have them painted. I think, I'm not sure if that manufacturer will do them, if I can do drop shipping. I've got another manufacturer that I was talking to, but their pricing was way different than what I'm getting at this manufacturer that I got building these 6 prototypes for me. I paid pretty good for the prototypes. Normally, you have to pay $5,000 for tooling to get the tools set up. You know what I mean? But I got that pretty much waived, and I got it. I mean, hopefully, these things should be way better than those real expensive blanks that I built, and it should cost about half the price. So I should be able to give a fair price for a really good blank. I don't want to say that they're great yet because we haven't tested them. We'll check them out, see how they do, and I mean we'll just go from there. If they're not what we want, then we'll just scrap that idea and go to a different manufacturer. But I think it's going to be good. Can't wait to get monetized. I don't know what I got to do after I get monetized. I know I need a Google Adsense account. I tried opening up one before. They said you needed a website and all this other stuff. So I just put it off until I'm ready to be monetized, and then we'll go from there. The rod wrapping videos have been doing great. I've got a couple of made I haven't edited yet. I'm going to do some different things coming up here in the future. Nobody special. What? Who are? What was your channel before, bro? Because I got you as a mod, and I don't remember nobody special. You're gonna have to fill me in because I know you're one of the regulars. If you're already a mod. No, you know. Is it Captain? Sure he is. Nice. First try. Yeah, like I was saying, Captain, I got some, Jim, rather. I got some good blanks. A manufacturer is sending me some samples of some Fishing Louisiana blanks, and we're going to name them different things. I wanted to name them one thing, but come to find out there's another rod manufacturer, builder that has the name of the blanks. I was trying to think of a good name for the blanks, but I want to figure I could get the LLC for Fishing Louisiana, and then it could be rod building and all that stuff. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Yeah, all my regulars are gone. I average a couple people here and there now. I don't know. I'm getting ghosts or what, but I still do my thing. I don't need a big crew. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. I see you for 5 days, man. How you feeling now? That's tough, bro. Were you on a ventilator and all that stuff? I think I had COVID twice. I never got tested either time. I had all the symptoms. Plus, once I lost my smell and taste, I knew I had it. Man, I'm glad to hear that, bro. I wish I would have known, man, how to reach out to you. I got your number and everything. Not that you would have been able to talk, and I see you. So that's where we're at. We're almost at, I say we're about 100 hours to be monetized. I mean, it's not like I'm going to make a lot of money, but I'm going to do different things. I was down to 10% lung capacity. I was getting the max amount of oxygen they could give me without a mat. 30 liters. I didn't want to go on a fat. I hear you. Man, I can't believe that it hit you so hard. Did you ever have trouble with your respiratory system before? Like I said, I think I had it twice. I know I had it the first time. The second time, I'm pretty sure I had it. I actually just started getting my smell back, and it was, I want to say, late June, early July of 2020 is when I had it, and I lost my smell and taste, and I could smell and taste like a metallic taste for on and off for a year, and every now and then, like the last 4 or 5 months, I could smell something, and the next day not smell it, and then smell something, and the next day not smell it, and then it's almost back 100%. Well, I won't say 100%. I can almost smell 100% of the time. But since Ida, I've been doing all kinds of things with the business. You know, wow. And that's what they said. It just hit some people. Yeah. You never, I mean, you don't know. I was fortunate, and I knew I had it because I didn't lose my sense of smell and taste. I never got a fever, never got pneumonia. I was doing a remodel of a house, and I went to the store. Wow, dude, she must have been going nuts. Yeah, when I found out I had it, I thought I had it because I just got exhausted all of a sudden. I loaded 34 2x4s onto my truck. And in that time, just from the cart at Home Depot to putting them in the back of my truck, I mean, that's really no effort. I had to take 3 breaks. Then I got to the job site and I was carrying them in. I was carrying them in 2 at a time because I was just so weak. And I had to take like 5 or 6 breaks. I called my fishing partner slash pastor, Rusty. I'm like, Rusty, I think I got COVID. He said, what makes you say that? You know, I was telling him, I'm just run down. I can't catch my breath, man. I just don't understand what's going on. He said, yeah, why don't you call it a day and go home and we'll talk in the morning. And then the next day it was the same thing. I felt fine, but I would get up, walk to the bathroom, and I'd sit down. I'd be huffing and puffing like I just ran a marathon. So I self quarantined. I didn't go get no test or nothing. Wow, it just hit you real hard, bro. All in 16 hours. Yeah, I mean, I that was all that I had was I was just so fatigued. But I took that time myself, quarantined, couldn't stop coughing. Yeah, that's it. Everybody it hits them different. And one of the ladies at church, that was the same thing. She coughed and coughed and coughed. She coughed so much she popped blood vessels in her eyes, and it was tough. But I used that time while I was self quarantined. They said 2 weeks, so I just stayed home for 3 weeks, and I restored my boat in that time. But I actually just put the boat up for sale. I haven't. All my I've taken it out once this year and took the bill out into the lake. That's the first time it's been run. And I just got, it's a shame to see that nice boat sit there. My house is still, we had the insurance adjusters come by. Like I said, I rent, so I can't push the issue. You know what I'm saying? I got sheetrock missing in a few rooms. This room right behind the computer here used to be Bill's bedroom. That's pretty much a wash. I moved him to another bedroom. We got 5 bedrooms. So we moved Bill to another bedroom. Eventually, I might turn this into an office. Waiting on it. My landlord died a few years ago. It's a whole ordeal. And there's an estate, and lawyers take care of the estate. And they sold all his millions of dollars worth of properties, and I'm the only property they kept because they really like me. Praise God. I've been here almost 8 years now, and I really don't want to move. We got good roots with all the kids from the neighborhood we preach to, and they come in, and it's sort of like safe haven. So we don't want to have to move. I mean, if we got to, we got to, you know what I'm saying? But I just trust that, you know, God's going to do what he's going to do. The girls are getting ready to turn 18. Who knows what they're going to do? They just got jobs, bought them a car. So with the hurricane going on, there's been so many, you know how it is when there's a devastation. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of roofs. Yeah. And a couple of people from church had actually gotten people from out of state. They get a Google phone number and put a 504 area code on it, and you can't tell they're not local and they're not doing their research. So I started, I had an old LLC, I reinstated it. And instead of having so many separate companies, I've been going to dealing with the banks and the state licensing board and the contractors board. And it's been a nightmare for a month and a half now. Think I'm 100% done with the paperwork, but I'm adding all the classifications to one LLC, so it'll be roofing, general contracting is the one I got right now. I just filled out and had all the notary and everything done on Thursday. So I got, I added mechanical, which is gas lines and heating and air conditioning. Electrical, plumbing is its own entity, so I got to do that at another time. So I added those classifications. They go up for the licensing board. They only meet once a week, so I think that should go up before them on Thursday. And then we got the licenses for solar panels and shoring, but we didn't try adding those classifications now. I have enough trouble, Jim, to be honest with you, just keeping my little videos that I do on here up. I had left the other morning. You know how I'm big in the church. You know what I mean? I go Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at night, because Monday is prayer night. Wednesday is Bible study. Friday's youth night. And then Sunday in the morning to the afternoon is church. And I'm head of security, so when there's people in the building, there's got to be a security member there. And I live down the road from the church. Plus, I've been added to the darn alarm system. And we got some sort of squirrel or something that got into this drop ceiling. So it keeps dropping insulation and stuff now, setting off the motion detectors. The alarm company's calling all hours of night. That's a whole nother ordeal. And then I've been leaving at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. I get home just in time to run to church and then get home. That's why my videos, I try to get them out for 7 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays and go live on Saturdays. I've been doing pretty good on keeping the schedule, except for I've been getting the videos shot with no problem. I have a lot going on in my garage. My wife has an office sort of set up out there with all this hurricane stuff were kind of displaced in the house. So I got my rod building going on out there. The air conditioner out there is loud as you could ever believe. You got the refrigerator running. My wife's transcribing sermons for the church, so that's in the background. So to do a happy medium, I was starting to come out here and bring rod wrapping equipment out onto the table, but it's a pain in the butt. Bring it all out. You know how much equipment that is. Shoot a video and then bring it all back. So I finally came up with the idea is I've been shooting in there and just letting the background noise be the background noise and then muting it all when I come to edit. And then just doing a voiceover. I mean, it's working for now. It's not ideal. It's not how I want to run the channel. But for what circumstances we're in, it's working. Yeah, I actually wanted to start another channel. Because I do some gaming and stuff like that. I used to, but I haven't had time to. I was actually going to start a gaming channel. Yeah, that's where we were always doing the Wednesday night Bible study. But my brother-in-law, he got married. He found a good girl. He got married and he moved out. He was in the house that that we moved to for the hurricane. That turned out to be a nightmare. He's closed on the house on Friday. So Friday night at like 8 o'clock, he closed on the house. The house had solar panels and a backup generator. And they said during Hurricane Katrina, it didn't flood. Now, this area during Katrina took about 7 feet of water. My wife and girls were nervous. So they were like, well, he don't have no furniture or nothing there. Let's bring some of our stuff to his house. We'll hunker down there. Power's going to go out. We know it's going to go out. He's got a backup generator. I'm like, all right, well, let's do this. So we actually went about 15 miles towards the south, which was actually more closer to hurricane, area because it's closer to the Gulf. And don't you know, we got there Saturday, got all set up Saturday night, and late Saturday night, the storm started hitting, and then it hit like real early Sunday morning. And within first 15 minutes of the storm going on, the power went out. The backup generator came on, ran 15 minutes. I'm out there in 7-8 inches of water, pouring wind, going 130 miles an hour, 140 miles an hour, trying to get this generator to go, and I could get it to go for a little while. It was an old generator, whole house generator, and it finally, I kept forcing it to run when it didn't want to run. Made sure it had oil, all this stuff, and took to the natural gas, ended up throwing a rod. So now we're all in this little house. It's a little tiny 2-bedroom. I want to say my house is 3,300 square feet. That house, 1,200. So then we got me, my wife, my brother-in-law, his fiance. They're married now. My twin girls, Bill, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, her 3 kids, in a 2-bedroom house on top of each other. The neighbors were really nice when we moved in, and they said, yeah, we talked to them at his neighbors, and they were like, they're like, yeah, my wife's got PTSD. We're going to, get out of here. So the power went out, the fence blew down. I looked into the neighbor's yard. They got a nice brand new generator sitting there and like 5-gallon cans of gas. Well, I'm like, well, they ain't going to be back for a minute, and I'll just pay them for the gas. So went over, swiped their generator and their cords, hooked up the house. Now, in this house, I had a refrigerator and 2 chest freezers. So that got us power, got the fridge going and the freezer going, and some lights. So we were okay with that. I had all my shop lights that run off, my rigid and DeWalt battery lights and stuff like that. So we're okay for the night. The next morning, I woke up and Rusty called me. He decided at the last minute to haul, and him and his wife went to Texas up by Waco. And I said, "Listen, it's devastating here. One of the big high tension wires that go across the Mississippi, the whole tower fell into the Mississippi, so power was going to be out for a while. Not to mention, it was just ripping buildings apart. It was like 101 more, I think it was 2 more mile an hour winds. It was about a Cat 5 hurricane. During the storm, Saturday night, well, about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, water started pouring into the house. Well, it blew the whirlybird off of the house, and water's just going into it. It's a whole size of basketball in the house, in the roof. So I'm like, I had a bundle of shingles on the back of my truck, but I didn't have my ladder with me. So I backed the truck up to the house. And we had one of those little 3-step things that you get stuff out of the shelves in the house. So I set that up in the back of the house. I had Bill holding that ladder. I threw up like 4 shingles and the wind just took them away. So I'm like, geez. So I had a handful of roof nails, put them in my pocket, put the hammer through my belt, threw the shingles up there, held on to them, and then had Bill hold the ladder while I pulled myself up onto the roof. I crawled up towards the peak, and I picked my head up, and as the wind's like pushing me back, I guess I'm laying down flat. I got couple shingles, got one shingle over the hole. I drew back my hammer to hit the nail, and the wind is so strong, I took the hammer out of my hand. Had to climb down, go in the neighbor's yard, find the damn hammer, got the hammer, got back over, climbed back up on the roof, and I was laying flat so it don't take me down. I'm laying down, I'm nailing sideways, got the shingles on, the water stopped coming in. Got in the house, changed my clothes again. Now this is about, you don't bring many clothes when you're going on a hurricane, when you're traveling for a hurricane. So I'm on my last outfit at this time. So I had to go and get one that was from earlier in the day that was a little bit more drier, and nightmare. Well, anyways, the next morning, trees are all down, fences are gone, trees are on houses, roofs from houses are on other houses. Little house held up good, solar panels stayed on, lost the whirlybird. I didn't get blown off the roof. It was a wind. So I called Rusty up. I'm like, he called me right up the next morning. He's like, how you making out, bro? How's everybody? That would have been great. I've got some content of the storm, and I was actually editing it, Captain. And the more I was looking at it, you can see these people's house. Like there's this beautiful oak tree across the street. And then I come back out to have another cigarette, and you can see parts of it gone. Then I come back out, have a cigarette again, and I mean, the wind is ripping. And then the whole top of it's gone, and it's on these people's house and cars and trucks across the street. And that's a whole nother story, the old Spanish couple. So I didn't want to make the content of everybody's destruction. Now, if I brought my goggles, I did bring all 3 drones. Now, I would have brought my goggles and put a SIM card in the goggles so you could have seen the first person view. I would have sent the drone up in the hurricane. I know I would have lost it, but at least I would have had the content on the goggles. But I didn't bring it and didn't think of that. But I just didn't want to post these people's devastation. I mean, I was looking at it and looking at the content, and I was like, good grief. It was just, especially the next day, you couldn't even get down the roads. All the roads were shut down. There was trees and telephone poles across the roads. I didn't get internet again for a month. I went live like 2 days after I got back. Well, anyway, let me get back to the story. Next morning, I woke up. Rusty called. I was like, listen, you got to do me a favor. Go to Home Depot out there, buy every tarp you see, buy roof nails, buy cat nails, because Rusty owns, him and his brother were willed several rental properties. They probably have 2 dozen, and I know all their roofs are gone too. The roof on his house, who knows what my house. I was told by one of the neighbors that my house didn't even make it. So, but I called him, and then later on in the afternoon, he called me up. He's like, all right, Jake, I've got all the tarps. I got rolls of felt, got nails. I'm like, how many tarps did you got? He said, Jake, I lost count after 30, 40 of them. He said, I got tons of stuff. You know, he probably spent like 1,800. He's like, but the problem is, how am I going to get them to you? I'm like, I'm going to drive to Texas, bro. He's like, they got all the roads shut down. They got a curfew. He said, don't worry about me. I'll get to you. He said, all right, if you're coming, he said, I need you to do me a favor. You got to get to my house, which is stinks because to go to Texas, I just go straight this way. To get to his house, I got to go up and then come back down and then go that way 10 miles. Well, he's like, I forgot. He's got a big bull mastiff, 260-pound dog. He's like, I forgot the dog's medicine. He goes, and what I got to tell you is I've got a little window air conditioner set up and 2 big generators in the backyard with 5-gallon cans of gas. Take the generators, take the air conditioners, bring them, get the family set up, come to Texas. He said, I got my black F-150. It's a 2018. He said, if that's standing, he said, it's full of gas, keys are on the counter, you got a key to the house, check the house out, empty the fridge, and then come get this stuff. So I grabbed the generators, emptied his fridge in the garage, scoped the roof out. He had some damage, some bare plywood showing. So I brought everything back to the house, set up the generators. Now I got 3 generators going. And then brought my chest freezer. So we had 2 refrigerators, 2 chest freezers, 3 air conditioners, and all the lights and everything I hooked up to the panel. I disconnected from the meter so I didn't shock the lineman working. I shut the main off and hooked generators up. Got the family going. But now there's no power, so there's no gas anywhere. So now keeping all these generators running, there's 7.5-gallon generators. There's 3 of them. So we backed it down to 2 the next day, but 2 of them, that's 15 gallons. They'll run 8 to 10 hours. Well, 10 to 12 hours, depending on the load. And we were putting a load on them, so 10 hours max. And that's 15 gallons of fuel every 10 hours. But anyways, I took off, went to Texas, dropped him off stuff, brought every gas can I could find. I think I brought 10 or 15 with me. Brought all the laundry because all my clothes were soaked. Went and seen Rusty, filled up the gas can, filled up the truck, did the laundry, threw that in the back seat, and we headed straight back. Now we're driving through the night. We left it probably 5 o'clock. I'd say we left it like 1, 2, got there, had dinner with them, did laundry and stuff, got back about 4 in the morning. Filled up the generators, went to sleep. Got up the next morning, like 7 o'clock, once the sun came up, we got up, filled up the generators. Me, Bill went and assessed the damage at houses. Worked all day, tarping roofs, putting felt on, doing all that stuff. Got back to the house, and we had 2 5-gallon pails of gas left after we filled up the generators. That ain't going to get us through the night. Well, get us through the night, but once morning comes, we're going to be down. So me and Bill got home about 6. We ate dinner with those guys. Now, we had plenty of food. And the people across the street, all their freezers and everything were down. So when we were cleaning out other people's fridges and freezers at properties, we were putting them in a cooler and bringing them to the neighborhood where my brother-in-law lived and giving the food to people there so they could eat instead of throwing it away. So I went and they had a couple of gas stations that did have backup generators, but the line, it was like taking 3 to 4 hours to get in, and sometimes they would run out of gas before you could get in. So one guy there, the old Spanish guy, he was there for 4.5 hours, getting ready to be the next one in the gas station, and the sheriffs came and made everybody move because they were blocking the road, pulled over on the side of the road trying to get in. So made everybody move, so he didn't get no gas. So he ain't had power in a day. So I took his gas cans, the neighbor next door came home, so we gave them their generator back, reimbursed their gas. So we're already short on gas. Well, the next day we didn't go on a gas run. So we're thinking, all right, so we'll leave at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning when there's no traffic. And we'll just drive straight past Baton Rouge and we'll just keep driving until we find a gas station. So it only ended up being like an hour and a half drive. And we had about 25 gallon cans this time. 25. I don't know, it was like $460 when they filled up the truck and all the cans that time. And then when we came back, it was middle of the night, 4 o'clock in the morning. Woke up early, gave the neighbors gas so they could keep their stuff running, see if they needed anything, patched their roofs. We went back out roofing again. But this time we had enough gas where we didn't have to go back out that night. So we had a good system going to where we could go every other day to get gas. And it was only an hour and a half drive. And these people, I'm telling you, were in lines for 4 or 5 hours. And it was a maximum of 2 cans you could put in. They had the gas pump set up to where there was 2 pumps with ropes set off with people outside only accepting money because there was no networks for credit cards, and you could walk up to those 2 pumps with cans, and then they had the other pump set up for your cars, and you could only take 2 cans at a time. So we were fortunate. Like I said, we had 3 air conditioners, 2 chest freezers, 2 refrigerators, plus house lights. So then we're looking on the map. It was like 2 days, 3 days after the storm, 2 days after the storm. We're looking on the map and it said the power's on at our house. So we grabbed all the vehicles, all 6 vehicles, fill it up with everything, come to my house. Power's not on. Well, we're already here. We had to go back with the truck and get the generator and stuff. Because my brother-in-law, his fiance, actually went to Alexandria, Louisiana, where her grandparents lived, and they got married out there at the time. So we just brought everything back to our big house and got everything established here. So it took us a day here, and our house did survive. The roof didn't. It's a 58 square roof, and I think maybe 20 of it, maybe under 20 of it was left. I don't think they would allow that, bro. But there was a lot of people that you seen traveling because we weren't the only ones that came up with the idea of traveling in the middle of the night, but there was only a handful of us on the road. And even the cities an hour away were running out of gas, and they were all complaining, these people from other areas are coming and taking our gas. I mean, these people are trying to survive. And you got these other people like, this is our neighborhood, this is our gas, and they're coming here, and we can't get gas for our car to just ride around. And these people are trying to live. Don't get me started on that, but that's the way it was working for a while. So we got home, and we have an Entergy guy. That's the electrical company here. Is Entergy. One of the main guys lived across the street from me, and he said, "Listen, bro, your power will be back on." We're east of Baton Rouge, like east, just a hair south. But so we were traveling west. We go towards Texas to go through Baton Rouge, and it's 45 to an hour to get to Baton Rouge from here. Well, from his house. From here it was 45. From his house it was like an hour and 10, I think. So we were doing that for a while. We finally got. I am right on the bottom of. When you look on the map, bro, let me show you. That's like Pontchartrain right here. Here's New Orleans. I'm right in Wood Lake Estates, and that is this neighborhood right here. So as you can tell, I'm the last neighborhood. This is all swamp, and this is the lake. You know, and you've been here, so you know this bridge is what 29 miles across. So I'm right here, right? Baton Rouge. Yeah, it's on the 10 here. There's Baton Rouge. So here's my house. Here's Baton Rouge. And we're actually coming up, getting into Baton Rouge, taking 67, and we're getting fuel around right here. In Baton Rouge, it might even have been up further by Zachary. And then, you know, we fish out of Shell Beach, and when we're fishing, all my videos, you see we're in the Biloxi wildlife, and we fish out of over here. So when we fish, it's an hour drive, and then we actually fish out here, right on the edge. See, once you get past this barrier right here, this is the Gulf of Mexico. Oh yeah, I'm literally 8 miles, I think it is, to New Orleans. Because I'm here, New Orleans is right here. You get on the interstate and it's like 15 minutes to New Orleans. And we went, my brother-in-law's place was right here in Avondale, Wagaman, Avondale. He was actually in this little division right here. This is his, matter of fact, this is his house, right? One of these, this little one right here. So as you can tell, we moved closer to the storm because we were thinking the backup generator, you know what I mean? But the house held up, minimal day. I don't like fishing lakes. I mean, it's a big, wide open space. There's no, everything is rocks all through here. And this side of the lake is brown, nasty stuff. Now this side of the lake is beautiful, bluish green water. But all this stuff from New Orleans and Metairie and Kenner, all these canals, every one of these canals that you see here dump into the lake. So all of this stuff here, you know, all these stuff right here, all this dumps into the lake. And that's all the city streets drain into these canals. And then all these canals dump into the lake. So you got all these cars leaking oil and debris, and everything gets pumped into the lake on this side. Now, up here on this side, you don't see that. They don't have the canals like that. They have a regular, true drainage system up here. So that's why the wildlife and everything up on this side is beautiful, bluish green. But on this side of the lake, it's like driving through mud. Yeah, I only fish to eat, bro. This is where we launch out of right here, Shell Beach. It's not even showing you. All these houses right here have canals that run through. It's not even showing you. There's a canal that comes in here, and then all these streets have docks. This map must be old. But there's a canal, and there's one big canal that comes straight down, and there's a canal that comes in between these, each one of these, and that each one of these camps have. And this is Rusty's camp right here. That's not his camp. Wow, this was so long ago. This was that just can't. But that was before Katrina. Katrina took all this down. This was before Katrina. This map. It's so funny. It really was. Yeah, that was all before Katrina then, right? But we launched, like I said, we launched out of here in Shell Beach, and we travel these canals. And look at all this marsh. You could just keep going for those big reds we were catching that one day was in one of these cuts like this coming off of what lake is this? Lake Barn right here. Yeah, this is Lake Barn. My favorite fishing of all time is LY Bay. Right in here, there's all this is oyster reefs. And right in here is my favorite oyster reef. I catch crazy stuff. And then over here is Dead Man's Island. I think that's Dead Man's Island. It don't look like this one. One of these is Dead Man's Island. But they're not very good anymore. But like I said, once you get out past this, you're literally in the Gulf of Mexico. But this is the best fishing. I mean, you can catch anything out there, any saltwater fish. But you can just get in your boat, especially this time of year. This is the best fishing is this time of year because these marshes are 5, 4, 3 feet deep. So you got the sun beating them on 9,500 degree days. That water temperature gets in the 90s. So the fish, so we have to leave here. And to get from Shell Beach to here is about a 40-minute boat ride running wide open. So, and this is deeper, and you're getting the cooler water from the ocean coming in. So this is where the fish bring themselves to. Now, in the fall and winter, they come up in here because the water's cool. Now, in December, in January, the water temperature's in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's cold. It's warmer in the water than it is outside. So the fish are all up in these marshes. There's this one place up here called Stump Lagoon. And let me tell you, it's called Stump Lagoon for a reason. But boy, if you got enough balls to get in there, it would be the most redfish you ever saw. This is the old fort right here. It's still standing. It's from the 1800s. I used to protect New Orleans and stuff back in the old days. There's actually good redfish fishing right up in here. When we come out of Shell Beach, we launch at Campos Marina. It's right here. We launch out of there. You go straight across this industrial canal because this is where all the barges come in and leave to go to. You come up here, and this time of year, right here, you are gonna kill them. You can even fish with a bottom rig and pull in some monster trout. You gotta be careful because there's a bunch of broken telephone poles right here, and you will pop a hole in your boat. We have done that and almost sank. And then in some of them last videos I've shot, we have left here out of Hopedale Marina. Now, see, this is an illusion right here. This is the old industrial canal. But right here, they built a rock dam. You can't go this way anymore. So when we leave Shell Beach over here, we have to go this way, and then we can't go straight anymore. So we have to come through here, go through here like this, and then come around like this to get out here to LY Bay. Now to get Hopedale, they shoot down this canal, and right here, it's literally 2 feet of water. So you have to be running wide open, trim up as high as you can, and keep moving. If you slow down once, you're going to get stuck. No, it don't. And I won't even take my boat there. I go Rusty. You know what I mean? He's got a $50,000, $75,000 boat, and probably more than that. But anyways, he takes his boat in there, and I go with him. I mean, that's about it. I don't take my boat in there. And then when I go with Gordon, the old guy, Gordon, he's down here. Huh. He fishes down in here. Where is it? There's these old sulfur mines down in here. There it is. It's like right in this area here. And it's in these old sulfur mines, and they left big steel pipes that run across. And he's ripped a couple of lower units and props off his boat. So, needless to say, there's an alligator farm down in here too, where they farm alligators for their hides and stuff. It's the only alligator farm around. But this is such an old map. We have much on there. Cajun bait. That's what I was going to name the Cajun casters or Cajun stick for the rod lengths that I got being made. But there's always already a Cajun rod company. But anyways, that's what I was going through. And the power came back up, and then it's been clean up. So I ended up made enough profit off. I've been doing things for so cheap. This elderly couple at church, I worked on their house for over a month. Their insurance company, you know how they are, they depreciate it. So now you got your deductible, and now you got hurricane deductible. So this people, some of these deductibles are 4% of your price of your house, the estimated value of your house. But these people actually had a good policy where their deductible was $1,060, and it was another $4,000 deductible for a hurricane or storm. So anytime a storm gets a name, then if you get damaged during that, you're getting charged. In this case, she was going to charge $5,060 right off the top of her deductible. Tore the roof up. Water came in through the foundation, ruined the rugs in 3 rooms, the hallway, and it was an elderly couple in their late 80s. They had a backup generator, same thing. Their backup generator failed. Type that into your Google Maps. Where the hell? All right, let me see. Where the hell did I type that in? Captain, where would I type that in? I'll try here. 2 dash 42 dash 00 dash 266.00. And then it's in Poland, it says, bro. Oh, I think it's just a comma. Let's see. 2 9 3 4. This little pond right here. Did I find it? Copy and paste. Okay, hold on. No, that's not it. Okay, I'm gonna copy and paste. That's what I get. See, I copied and pasted it. Okay. Put 79 shipwreck place. Right, I'm going back to copy and paste. I like that idea. Okay. Oh, you're close. So this little thing looks like a mud puddle compared to where we fish, bro. That's not it either. Look, that's shipwreck place right there. I don't understand. The lake is down the street. There ain't no lake, man. There's a puddle here, and there's a puddle here. This puddle, I got at your house. This lake, go to satellite view. Boy, you're making things harder on me. I know I do that. Okay. Zoom back in. Now, how do I go to satellite view? Street view. Oh, here we go. Oh, this little thing right here. Man, you just walk down the road, huh? You fish off this point right here? This is a real good fishing spot. I wonder how come they'll show it. Man, what's this? Look at this. These are all cookie cutter houses. It looks like something you see on Dr. Seuss right here. Hey, what's with the airplane? Is that flying overhead? Or is that airplane? Is that airplane crashed on the ground or was flying over the satellite view? I've never seen that before. They got a picture of an airplane flying when they were doing the satellite view. That is cool. Hey, that you do live close to that little lake. Wonder why it don't show it on the map. Man, these are some nice houses, bro. I'm sure if you fish along here, man, you have all kinds of Karens coming out. Look at these houses. Good grief. Man, is your house that nice? Your house looks pretty big too. Yeah. Yeah, remember Jim, Captain, the stunt driver?
Uh-huh.
He was in the hospital in the ICU for 5 days, man. He almost died. I was wondering where he's been. I was just talking to my wife about it. Look at these houses over here, dude. They're like, yeah, look, they satellite view. They took a picture of a plane passing over. Look at these houses. I've never seen nothing like that in my life. It reminds me of like Dr. Seuss, They're all the same.
Some of the houses I was going to that I helped rough in for electrical when I was younger, they were all the same. Kept using the solenoid off.
Yeah, these cookie cutter houses are weird, man. But whoever owned that development, owned that lot of land and developed that, they made a ton of money. That's what my landlord did. He had a lot of woods like this. And when Obama was doing those bailouts, he took down all the trees and brought a road in and made it a big circle and then made 67 lots between the outside and inside. Put the road in, put the infrastructure, the fire hydrants, the drainage, the power, everything in, and then never built one house. He just mowed those lots every day. It was all wide open. He bought a tractor with a bush hog. But it cost him $1.1 million to develop that. Look at all these ones over here that ain't developed yet. Man, your area is like filling out pretty good over there. Where's your airport? I don't see a runway. Man, I could fly right in to see you if it's only a couple of miles. I'm trying to find your airport. South, east, west, how far away? It's 10 miles which way? That's not a bad airport right there. Oh, that's a commercial airport. Let's say it looks big. You ain't got a small airport around you? You gotta have an airport closer than that. I lost your house. Yeah, he keeps changing his name. I knew because he came on and he had the wrench, so he was a mod. I was like, who the heck is this? He's changing his name on me. That's not a small airport. It had terminals. Small airports ain't got terminals, bro. I'll show you a small airport.
He's probably thinking small airport. It's smaller than ours.
Yeah, I'll show him a couple small airports. Let me get my screen back up. Let's go back home. Where are we? Let's go back home. This is how close I live to the airport. Remember, my neighborhood is right here. And this is my house. They built that big one next door here. When you zoom out from my house, you just go down this lengthy road right here. Boom. Now, this is the airport. Except for it's old. This is the old terminal over here. But this is all still there, but right here, oh, I guess they got it with the construction going on. This is all the new terminal now. That's a big airport. You don't fly that small. This is where I fly out of. Right here. It's a little peninsula. Matter of fact, in that video where me and Bill, I took Bill fishing for his first time, we were fishing right here and watching the planes do touch and go. This one's got the ISO. This is a runway 36, and this is the taxiway, and then this is the little runway for like the Cessnas and stuff. So big jets land on this one. Jets land on this one, and the little Cessnas and stuff land on this one. See, this is 36 right, and this one right here is 36 left. Yeah, and this is runway 9 and 18 right here. 9 and 27 right here. That's only used at very windy days. That's got a control tower and everything on this one. Control tower's right here. Here's the control tower. Now this is where I used to take off here and then fly over here to Slidell. There's a little airport over in here somewhere. SDL, I think it is. It must not be the name of it. There's a little airport over here. I mean, this one is small. You know, when I flew across the lake, I would follow this bridge here in case I went down. It would be right.
Touch them right here.
Where is it? All right, let's just type in. KASD, that's it. Oh, I was way off. Now this little sucker No tower or nothing. I got a little video of my first flight way back of I wonder if I could find it. Let me search and see. I got a picture of me landing that, my first landing ever there. Sort of by playlist channel. I think I got my own channel. Yeah, this is me taking off at that airport in a Cessna. This is an old 1969 Cessna. See, I'm on 3.6 right there. I just showed you. Yeah, I've had to do that. I've had to do that with this plane. The battery was dead. This isn't fast forward either. This is real time. I'm in the air. This whole plane. This plane actually went down in the lake. See, I didn't like this part here because you literally take off into the lake. This is like Pontchartrain here, and I don't want to fly 30 miles across the lake in case something happens. I'd rather be closer to where I can swim ashore. So I'll get up in the air, and then I'll break right and follow the shoreline. And then when I do have to cross the lake, I'll follow the bridge across. It's just a quick 1 minute video. That was a video of me taking off. I was flying solo. My instructor has his plane at Slidell Airport, KASD, and his plane is actually, there's no mechanic there at Lakefront Airport over here where I just took off from. Yeah, I am. His plane was over here getting worked on. So I was flying over back to pick him up. See, I'll go to the coastline in case the plane goes down. I want to be able to swim to shore. But I picked up a friend's plane and flew his plane over to Slidell, picked up my instructor, and brought him back over to Lakefront to pick his plane up. And here's me landing at that little airport. You can actually see, man. We got commercials on this channel. It's only got 6 videos. It's like a channel's like, look, this is from February 9th, 2015. You can see the airport up in here. I'm about 10 miles out. I'm starting to talk, and it's not a controlled airfield, so you're always talking, telling everybody where you are. You'll see I'm getting lined up. Yeah, I don't like the rotaries, man, because with the Cessna, man, you drop the engine, you can, if you're at 3,000 feet, you can glide for 9 miles, bro. But I'm talking, as you can see right here, this little white dot that showed up and then disappeared because the sun stopped hitting it. There's another plane getting ready to take off. But I'm talking, saying Slidell Airport, you know what I mean? And I'm saying, listen, I'm coming in for a landing. So me and him are talking because there's no control tower. We gotta like keep ourselves safe. So he sees me coming, and he's gonna stop at that bridge and let me land. My flight instructor is standing right here outside waiting for me to come pick him up. I come in a little hot. I wanted to land and then take this, stop it quick. And I was trying to land right on before the numbers, and I take the first exit. But I come in a little hot, dropped it, and then flared it. I was coming in too fast to grab that first exit. See, I wanted to take that exit right there. That was my plan, but he's always told me not to do it, so of course I want to do it. So I had to go down to the next exit, and that poor guy was waiting for me in his twin. Plus, I had to hurry up and get my, because I was still a student pilot at this point. I was licensed to solo fly, but I wasn't licensed to carry passengers. In his case, I could because he was my flight instructor. But yeah, that was just this little airport I landed on right here. See, this is a little canal, and that's where that plane was stopped waiting for me. And then I missed this one because I flared too high. I mean, that's just a short distance to be able to get. If you're really good, you can land there. So I had to turn here and come in. And then this is the terminal here. I actually pulled in here and parked like I was a car right out in front. I pulled right in here, parked right here. Then I just spun it, held the left brake, and just gave it gas and just did a complete circle. And I came back out down through here, lined back up here, and took back off. Listen, Jim, if I told you some of the things that happened to me, I'm on a bunch of pilot webs, groups on Facebook and stuff like that. I've been in more situations as a student pilot than most pilots haven't been in their whole life. I get it all the time. Like, I cannot even believe the stuff that's happened to you. And they know the stuff is true because when you're talking to another pilot, you can't be blowing smoke because they're going to call you on it. They're going to know what But over here, when we fly out of Lakefront Airport, which is right here, this is the practice area out here. This is called the practice area. And I don't think it'll show you on here. But there's the NASA facility. I'm sure it ain't going to be on the map. But one of the NASA facilities is right out here. And these are all canals. This levee right here, I've landed on like 4 or 5 times and then had to take off of. My first flight instructor was crazy. He used to reach over and take the keys out of the ignition while I was flying and say, okay, your engine just stalled. What do you do? And then he would give it back to me and I would start it up and we'd continue on. One time he took the keys out and I was like right here over New Orleans East. And he yanked the keys out and I knew the wind was blowing towards the east. I had a slight east crosswind when I was taking off. So I got about here, he took the keys out. So I seen that levee. I'm like, I'm going to land on that levee, so don't tell me to do it. And he started looking out the window and he wouldn't look at me. And I'm getting closer. I'm lined up good. And there's a fence right here. So I'm cleared the fence and I'm lining up and down to about 50 feet. And he's looking out the window and I'm like, dude. He said, it looks like it's going to be a soft field landing. So now I'm flaring. I'm trying to burn off speed because I wanted to make sure I had enough, get it to stop about here. So I had enough time to get it in the air before I had to get through this area where all these trees at the end of the darn levee. So I landed. He goes, all right, perfect. Hand me the keys. He's like, I landed. I think I ended up about, I think it was halfway, and I was really concerned. And he said, okay, so remember all them things we talked about? You're going to be doing a short field and a soft field takeoff with a 50-foot obstacle at the end of your runway. So that's all the three of those things I've taught you at once. So I'm like, dude, are you sick? And with this old Cessna that I was flying at the time, you normally when you're doing a short field takeoff, you're pulling back on the stick all the way, and you're put the throttle full throttle, and then once that nose comes up, once the back tires come up, you level it out and you fly like 6 inches over the ground, get your airspeed up, and then climb as fast as you can. Because you don't want to be bumping and trying to gain speed on the grass. You just get it off the grass, level it out, get your airspeed up, and then shoot in the air. So I'm like, all right, I can do this. Well, in this old 69 Cessna, if you pulled back all the way, we actually drew a line on the yoke. If you drew that thing all the way back, the tail would hit the grass. And I was so scared, I had the tail dragging, and he was laughing. I'm like, dude. So I pushed forward just a little bit, got it in the air. And let me tell you, when it felt like, see right here, it got really tight right here. It wasn't nowhere near tight. I bet you my wing was here and my other wing was here. But after you see all this room on the side of it, you start going through here. And I don't think I lifted off to about right here. And then I'm going straight. And I mean, I was looking at the branches, at the tips of the branches. But he was so crazy that he taught me how to crash. My first 200 landings were crash landings. I never even did a full landing until I got to my next instructor, because I was his 2,000th hour and his 150th student. And then he graduated and had all his hours and went commercial. So I was always coming in hot. So I'm always high and fast. So in order to take a plane out of the air fast, you call slipping it. You do hard right rudder or hard left rudder, and your ailerons the other way. So you're literally putting the side of your airplane into the wind, and it's going to cause that drag, and you're going to fall rapidly. So I'm always coming into the pattern at like Lakefront Airport. It's 1,000 feet pattern for doing your landing work, getting the pattern is go. So I was always coming in fast. You're supposed to be on your final, 65, 60 is ideal. I'm coming in 75, 80 and 1,500, 2,000 feet. And I would just slip that plane, just fall out of the air, get all the way down to like 50 foot off the runway, snap it back, and just touch down smooth and land. And I did it so many times that it became natural for me. Slipping an airplane is supposed to be an emergency procedure. So when he graduated, I got a flight instructor. That flight instructor I was telling you about has his plane over at Slidell Airport. He's a lieutenant in the New Orleans Police Department. So I hired him to finish off my pilot school. He's like, let's just get up, see what you know. We'll do some pattern work, and we'll see. So we're doing some pattern work. I'm up at about 1,500, 1,800 feet. I'm coming across. I'm going downwind, and I'm doing like 75, 80. And he's looking over at me. He had a funny look on his face. I'm like, why is this dude looking at me like this, And I turned base. He's like, dude, when are you going to slow down and add flaps? I'm like, I got this, man. I turned final, boom, dropped down flaps, one section, two sections, started slipping that plane, boom, touchdown, perfect, right on the first dot, man, landed. He's like, all right. So take off. Boom, took right back off, got into pattern. He's like, what are you doing? Slow down. I'm like, I got this. He said, and I lined back up. He's like, you're coming in way too fast. I'm like, I can land this. And boom, I landed again. He said, we got on the ground. He said, just get off the runway. Put me on it. He put me on the taxiway. He said, listen, I don't know what you were taught. It's clear you know how to slip a plane. You slip a plane with the best of them. Don't ever let me see you do it again. Slipping a plane is an emergency procedure. It's not how you land every time. Stop doing it. From now on, when we're doing pattern work, you do not go over 70 miles an hour. You do not get over 1,000 feet. You want to be ahead of the airplane. You don't want the airplane ahead of you. So now I had to retrain myself because, like I told you, I'm real good friends with my first instructor. Me and him are friends on Facebook. He actually lives not too far away. He flies for a private company, and he gets like almost 200,000. Young kid too. It's like almost $200,000 a year, and he's just on standby to fly a private jet for somebody. But he's hysterical. He used to get in the plane, take his shoes off, man. He's eating chips. We're laughing, we're joking. I'm like, he just reach over, take the keys out. Well, I took off one time, and I was at about 700 feet, and he took the keys out. I was like, what did you just do? Because at 700 feet, you ain't got enough room to turn completely around and land back on the runway the way you came. So I automatically went right into instinct, slipped the plane, dropped it right back down, and stopped just before the end of the runway. I'm like, dude, that scared me. Don't ever do that again. He said, yeah, but that's what you need to know, man. What are you going to do? What are you going to do if it stops while you're taking off? You have to. This stuff has to be ingrained into your memory. I want it to be instinct. You know how I knew how to crash land before I knew how to land. I'm telling you, at least 200 landings were all crash landings. He would do stuff like that to me all the time. All the time. That one time he was arguing with we went to Mississippi to do some touch and goes out there. And he's arguing with the control tower. And then when I landed back at Lakefront, the tower tells me to call them. And we're giving me the business for talking to the control tower out there, sarcastic, because he was yelling at him. Because they told me fly runway heading, and I'm flying, and 10 miles out into the Gulf of Mexico, they sent me in the Cessna. I told you, I don't like flying that far so I was getting mad. So he chirped up and yelled at them, listen, I got a student pilot on board. You're sending him 10 miles into the Gulf. What happens if this plane goes down? So, you know what I mean? We normally go out and turn right away. And the whole time I'm flying, I'm always looking for I know where any minute I'm in the plane because of this pilot. My second flight instructor and the guy, the FAA guy that sent me up on my first check ride when I went up with an FAA guy, they all hated this flight instructor. But he taught me worst case scenario off the bat. They're like, he shouldn't have taught you this. He shouldn't have taught you that. He shouldn't have taught you that. I feel confident I can put it. If I was in a big Boeing 757 and the pilot went down, I can land it. I know I can land it. All I need to know is glide speed. What's the maximum? The slowest this thing can fly and still glide, and I'll put it down. But everybody always hated this guy. I loved him, man. He taught me, and we always had a good time. I mean, he was putting me in. I was always behind the plane, which is you never want to be behind the plane. And I used to tell my wife that in the airplane, you've got a million things to do. And 9 times out of 10, you can't get them all done before you land. So you got to prioritize. And even with all that going on, I'm just flying. I'm in so much peace. That's what you want to know. When does this plane become a brick? I couldn't have said it no better. And the most fun was when we did stalls, Jim. You pull up on that stick, man, bring that plane straight in the air until it stalls. And stall isn't the engine stall. Stall is when you ain't got enough air moving across the wings to create lift anymore. And you're shooting up like this, and all of a sudden you feel those just fall. And then you got to keep those rudders, because if you fall at an angle and get that thing spiraling on the way down, that is so hard to recover. And I'm telling you from experience, you do not want to put it into a spin. But man, so there is a power on stall and a power off stall. And let me tell you, the first time you do either one of them, your heart drops. You pulling up on this thing, and then all of a sudden you could feel the lift is gone. And you're just like, and the plane's just dead weight. And that is fun too. But that is to teach you, okay, you're taking off. You know there's a building at the end of the runway. You're pulling up so hard, you lose your lift. How do you correct and save yourself from just falling into the ground? That's what that's for. Or that's on a power on stall. And a power off stall is you're landing and you lose lift because you're pulling up, trying to slow down because, the more the nose is down, the faster you're going to go. So you're pulling up, trying to slow it down, and you lose lift. So that's what the stalls are for. But it's all fun, man. My wife messed up and got me a Discovery flight for my birthday. I think it was in 2000, end of 2014. Maybe it was 15. I don't know. I went up with this kid, Alex, and we were up there. He's like, "Hey, you want to try?" So it was a half-hour Discovery flight, like $90, $95. And he's like, "Here, your controls." And I took it, and I'm flying it, and I flew it for like 15 minutes, flew it all the way back to the airport. He's like, "Wow," he said, you handle the stick really good. Most people get it. I'm like, but yeah, I mean, I didn't have to grab it from you at all. I felt confident that you could have brought it all the way in, but I can't let you do that. So we got on the ground. I handed him $5,000 cash. I said, "Sign me up." I sold my Glock collection and went to flight school after that. Exactly. Sounds like you've done your research, Jim. You got the fundamentals down. The hardest part for me was the weather. Why do I got to be a meteorologist to fly an airplane? Maps, always been good at maps. Can tell you all the codes, everything, what everything means on a map. Can read, tell you what all the numbers mean for ATIS. But that stupid, what is a puffy cloud with slight wings? And what do I care? Stay away from it. What's that?
I was just letting you know that my car was right.
Of course your car's running great, babe. I fixed it.
But you were right. Like, even after if I take my foot off the gas, it doesn't slow down. Like, it doesn't go super slow down. No.
Babe, were you doubting me?
No, I was just letting you know that you were right.
I'm always right. And you don't have to let me know.
Mom, you're so humble.
I love you. I mean, my very first time soloing, Jim, true story. The last thing you want to do is get into ICM, and I'm sure you know what ICM is. I didn't want to tell her. She's like, "My car's clunking and making all kinds of noise." She's got a very, how do I say, she gets stressed out and nervous and anxiety real bad. So I went outside to look at her cars. I just bought her and her sister a 2011 Nissan because they just got their license. She said it's clunking and making all kinds of noise in the driver's wheel. So I was at work. I'm like, "Well," she's like, "Can I go to work at 9 tomorrow morning?" And they want me to go in early. I said, "No, I prefer to look at your car before you go in." Jim, I went out there to look at her car. 3 of the lugs were broke right off. The lock lug, I twisted off by hand, and the other lug, I twisted off by hand. I don't know how that tire stayed on. So I hurried up and popped the rotor off, smashed those lugs out, ran to the parts store, got new lugs and new nuts, and put it all back together. And she made it to work by noon. I didn't even get started until like 10:30, 11 o'clock. I was dumbfounded. I seen 3 lugs. I wanted to take the tire off. I didn't even notice at first. I mean, I jacked it up. We just got the jack, did the tension on it. I don't want to put the weight on the transmission. I put the locking key on the first one, which is the locking. Then I happened to see it. It just spun. I was like, "What?" Took that off. I went to go to the next one. It wasn't there. I went to go to the next one. It wasn't there. And that one was there, straight across from it. Put the socket on it, and it just spun. I'm like, "What?" and looked for the last one, wasn't there. I jacked the car up, I pulled it off, I called my wife out, I said, listen, don't tell your daughter, but look at this. So, yeah, I don't know. The Lord was with her, and because she said I've been doing it for like 2 days, so before she told me. So it's got aluminum rims, and you know how it is when you got the steel rotor, you got the aluminum rim, and then you got the steel lugs. That aluminum is going to expand and contract faster than the steel. So all I'm thinking is because it's gotten real cold here, from the south, 50 degrees, from 80 to 50 at night. So I'm thinking that rim like contracted, and I just loosened it up. I checked all the other lugs, and everything was fine. I don't know what in the world that was all about. But I know it was fixed because it had lugs on it. Then to press those lugs in, I'm trying to get that whole assembly off. You got to press it off the bearing to get. But luckily on that Nissan, if you jack the other side up, you could turn it, and there's one little slot where you could pop, and the lug would come out without hitting, the rest of the parts there. So I kept spinning that and popping them out with about more lugs, and then had to try to get those lugs back in. So I had to put, there's a space like that big on the lug where there's no thread. So I put a wrench over that and then put a lug nut, and I had sacrificed that nut to get dug into the wrench. And I really put the breaker bar on it and really wrench them to get them in. I did that to two of them, tuckered me out. I called Bill. I was like, Bill, you have to come give me a hand. So then we just got them on the other three, just in to line them up a little bit, and then put the rotor back on, the brakes back on, and then set the rim on. I just wrenched the rim on it. I'll go check it in the morning before church to make sure it's still tight. But man, I don't know how that tire stayed on, Jim. And she's getting on the interstate 65, 70, getting to work. And she hasn't even been driving 6 months. Yeah, my torque spec is until the bar is about to break. Yeah, I mean, I said a prayer after I sent her on her way to work because I got it back together. I said, Bill, jump in the car with her, drive around the block, tell me if it sounds, let her tell you if it feels or sounds different. I knew what it was, but I didn't let her know. I knew. And so I got a 3/4 inch socket with, probably a 20-inch breaker bar. And then I take the handle. I got one of those 4 jacks. It's got the 2-part handle. So I take one of the handles off, put it on the breaker bar, and I got almost 3.5, 4 feet of leverage. So I had to see the breaker bar start to blow. So I know it's on there. Yeah. I don't want to not do it, Jim. On my truck, when I'm on the road or something, I just jump on it and bounce on that breaker bar until it don't go down the way. Yeah, maybe I ought to get a torque wrench. It's a big breaker bar. Yeah, that 250 I just bought, man, that's a lot of lugs, bro. I took it to the shop today to get a tire put on it. I'm getting ready to make that. It's got that turbo 6.0 turbo diesel. I want to get all the bulletproof stuff to make that engine bulletproof. There's that 5 things you got to do to it. But I couldn't believe the deal. I've been looking for like 2 weeks. I had enough money saved up to barely buy a truck. Dump trailers are scarce. You can't get one in Florida, Mississippi, Tennessee, or Texas right now. They want $15,000 for a used. Yeah, I just bought it last night. It's got the 6.0 turbo diesel 4-door, 2004 with the 4-door. and a 6 3/4 foot bed. Um, it looks mint. Um, looks brand new. It has 220,000 miles on a diesel, so that's nothing. And he wanted 10.5 for it. We went back and forth for about a week, and then I ended up got it for 7.8. And a few little things, nothing major. It's got the light on. It says water in the fuel, but there's no water in the fuel. The sensor's bad. And then when I was driving it home, it was like a 30-mile drive home. The water temperature never came up, barely up over C. So I'm imagining it don't have a thermostat in it. The only reason my wife just said, listen, if you buy a truck, you better not buy another Dodge. I've owned 7 Dodges, and not one has been right. Every one of them, the transmission has went. Every one. I've never had a good luck with Dodges, and I've spent so much money on them. She said, listen, you buy another truck, do not. You deserve something nice. I don't care if you spend extra, don't buy a Dodge. I mean, I had an old GMC, a 98 GMC lifted. I had a Range Rover front end on it with the GMC logo tilted, skull rims. I mean, this thing was all tricked out. And I always had a nightmare with that truck too, because when they lifted it, they didn't do it right. And it was a money pit too. So she's like, dead set it not me not getting a GMC, which I like GMC trucks. That was just because of it was an old truck. Yeah, well, I can imagine. That's what I took. I had a Rusty's. I think it was a 2018 F-150 4-door with a small bed on it. I took that to go to Texas to get the tarps and stuff from him, and then I kept it for like a week and a half because I was going out to Chalmette, and where all his rentals were, tarping all his roofs and checking on his tenants and doing all that stuff. So I just kept his truck until he got back like a week later. And actually, I had it for a couple of days after he got back, and I finally gave him his truck back because he just bought a brand new Tundra, like a maroon color, and it's got tan leather and suede seats. And he's got that big mastiff that loves to ride with him. And since he bought that brand new truck, he didn't want to have the dog in it, so he brought that used Ford so he could. He calls it Thibodeau's truck because that's his dog's name. So he bought that truck for his dog so he could drive his dog around. Yeah, still got that old beat up single or 6-cylinder 150 150 XLT and 285,000 miles on that 6-cylinder. Starts right up and runs great. But I just did 2 roofs, and I can only put 7 square in the back feeling comfortable without bottoming it all the way out. So it took 3.5 trips to drop the shingles and materials off to 4 trips to drop the shingles off to one job. And then I said, well, I might as well set up this other job too. So then I did 7 square, 4 times. So it took 5 trips at the other. So it was 9 trips altogether to set up a 22 square foot, 22 square and a 24 square job. So now I'm looking for a dump trailer with preferably 2 6,000-pound axle. And this does have the tow package on it with the electric brakes and everything. I ordered this tuner for so I could keep track of the turbo and all the temperatures and pressures, and you can tune the truck. I want to tune it to a tow package. I don't want performance and all that stuff. I want to just be able to haul with this thing. Yeah, well, it's 2.5 month minimum lead time to get shingles delivered. And then they upped because dumpsters are hard to find. I finally found a company and they've raised the prices twice on me. And now it's $690 for a dumpster and you could have it for 3 days. They tell you you could have it for 3 days, but I finished a job over here not too far from my house. And not this Monday that just passed, but the following Monday. And I called them up Tuesday morning. So this Tuesday will be 2 weeks that dumpster's sitting there and they haven't picked it up. And then when they brought it to me, it had a bunch of debris in it. $700 a dumpster right now. So with the trailer, I'll be able to take all the supplies in one shot and I'll be able to dump myself. So just in fuel costs and trailer costs, I'll save $1,000. That's $1,000 of my profit because I don't make a ton of profit on these guys. Man, that's what I got. I'm paying $690 for a 30-yard. And when I started renting it, it was $575. Matter of fact, when they first took my order, the very first one I ordered was $575. Not 2 hours later, they called me back and said dumping costs and taxes, blah, blah, blah. It's $690, so we're going to charge your card the extra if that's okay with you, or we can refund you. I'm like, well, you got to charge the extra. And I've rented 4 from them so far at $690 a piece. So at 10 roofs, the trailer pays for itself if you can find one. Right now, they're down in this area for a used one if you can find it. It's not a big one. I mean, they're going for 12 to 15,000 for like a 2-year-old. Man, you guys are getting raked over here. But we gotta see. We're used to storm damage, so some of these dumpster places have acres and acres full of roll-offs. I mean, one place has 250 roll-offs. You know how much square footage of square acres you need to put 250 dumpsters on the ground, roll-off dumpsters? But if they have them for 2 years and don't do nothing with them, and then a storm like this comes in, they're making a ton. Oh yeah, I play a flat rate, brother. $575, and then anything over, I think it was 8 ton. I only paid extra so much a ton after that. But I put 24 square plus all the scrap from the roof, all the wood, everything in that 30-yard, and it was at $690 flat. I didn't have to pay no extra. And this last one was 24 square, and it had debris in it already. And then the homeowner cleaned out his whole house, his yard, and filled it up right to the rim. So I'm hoping I don't have to pay for this one. Jim, you want to know who you can call? It's the same people I call. Call Ultimate Dumpster, brother. They're nationwide. You're actually calling the office in New York City, and they have dumpster rental people in every state. And those people pay to be a part of this membership with them. So they're fixed on Ultimate Dumpster's price, not their own price. With their own people, they can raise it to whatever they want. But when they work for Ultimate Dumpster, they have to give that rate. I'm telling you, call Ultimate Dumpster. That's who I call. Let me see again. That was the only one. I called 12 places and I could not get anything, brother. Yeah, this is who I called. And they're in, it says, when I clicked on it, it said New York City or somewhere's in New York. And they have places everywhere. Look at their service area. What they do is they have a bunch of all these other people that are trying to get business. Like every other dumpster place in your town, when they don't have nothing going on, they will be looking for work. So they get a hold of like big companies like this, get a hold of them, and they like subcontract off them. But whatever these guys give you, yeah, like I said, I pay you $6.90 right now. Let's see. Put my zip code in. Let's say I want it on the 10th. See? I must be getting a deal at $6.90. 3 tons included. And it's $85 a ton after that, and $26 a day. I already called them up. I've called them 7 times to come get this dumpster, and they haven't come and get it. I told them, you charge me $1 for this. Like I said, they're everywhere. So I'll put you on hold, and I'll call the dispatcher for that area, and send them right over. Tell them where you want it dropped. These people don't give a crap. They'll drop right in the street in front of your house if you want. No permit or nothing. They don't care. Yeah, I got one right over here. Where is it? Where am I? That's the car. So where's my house? Okay, I'm up here. This Esplanade, Kale. This is vintage. Esplanade. Shit, all the way down to Bronson Drive. Yep, right here. Matter of fact, I had to have him move these 4 cars out. 2 of them are lined up here. 2 of them are in his neighbor's because his neighbor had to evacuate. But I just did this roof. That shed didn't make it. I shingled that too while I was there. I got one of those dumpsters sitting right there. What did my house look like? I can't believe there's no vehicle in my driveway. That's never been like that. You see that circle right there? That's from when I had the pool set up. Must have been before I got the boat too. You can see the parks where I used to park, where I park sometimes. But I got the van goes here, the kid's car goes here. I got a car right here. It used to be Bill's. I got to get towed out of there. My truck is parked right here, and I got the diesel parked right here. That's your luck right there, brother. but but look, when you go back, I mean, it's not like they're in. Where the hell was that? Would I exit out of it? Yeah, I think so. See, it says Baldwinsville, New York. You know what I mean? Ultimate dumpsters. Come on, stop it. They're in New York. So it's not like they're like a Louisiana thing. They have a hundred subs. Because I know they ain't trucking a dumpster down from New York to me, bro. You know what I mean? So what they do is they just sub to other people. Look at this. Look how close we are. But this is from the 4th. So that was 2 days ago. So I know we're under 100 now. Yeah, they definitely ain't for 690. But you know something? I did notice one dumpster that I got was that. Matter of fact, that one that I got right now is that baby blue with their company logo colors. So they might have had a couple of dumpsters like painted. So almost ready. My rod wrapping videos do really good. You notice I got one fishing video on there. Oh yeah, look at this redfish video. All of a sudden started doing something. Well, that's YouTube search. When the hell? When did that happen? I never had a fishing video do anything. Did I change the tags? Coming up #1 in the search engine for that. I just can't imagine. That was when we were with Captain Ron on his boat. He's a charter captain. No, I don't know how to do it. I tried getting Google AdSense set up before, but it said you have to have a website. I don't have a website. You've been monetized, right, Captain? I might have to throw you a text or something, have you talk me through this stuff. But I did make a website and paid like $150 and tried and then they denied me because it didn't sell nothing. So I don't know what I was doing wrong. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Well, who else? I mean, what? Jim, you're killing me. Well, since you're sick and you can't go nowhere, how about I hire you to do that? I'm waiting. Damn you, Jim. You sure not a burst man's bubble. You bring them all the way up and you slam them to the ground, Jim. No, I have no idea how to do it. Now you got me curious. That's going to bother me. All right. You've done that more than once. All right. Google AdSense. Let's see what we do. We value your content. Create content. Yeah, but you got to sell something on your website. All right, I have a Google Ads, a Google account. All right, Jim, we'll try that. There we go, I'll try this shit. Okay, looks like this lady's our girl. Hold on, I think I have to. Hold on, I gotta pause this. I don't think I set that screen up. Is there a dog outside? Hold on, man. Bill's messing up. Bill! Bill, how long have Gary been outside? I didn't even see you put her outside.
I literally said, Scoopa, Jake, sweet Scoopa, mom's gonna put me outside, and you didn't.
Give me a glass of soda. I was like,
Had me confused.
I was like, where the hell? I just heard some dog knocking on the door. All right.
How are you?
Hey, babe, will you give me a glass of soda? Say hi to Captain.
Hey.
There you go. Good girl. All right, we're going to
That's
share.
not Captain.
No, I thought I told this lady.
Yay! Congratulations! In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to create your YouTube AdSense account and turn on YouTube monetization immediately. Like, what's up, up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If it's your first time on my channel, you're highly welcome. My name is Victoria, and on this channel I talk about online money making tips, affiliate marketing, passive income, and all those things. I also talk about YouTube sometimes, and this is one of such times when I talk about YouTube. So make sure to watch to the very end. Like this video, leave me a comment below if you have any question or any comments, and subscribe if you haven't. So this is what your dashboard will look like on your YouTube studio after you have successfully met the requirements. So just click on apply now, and you'll be taken to this page where you see all the steps that are involved. So the first step is to review partner programs. Click on start, and you'll be able to read the terms and conditions of being a YouTube partner program. So when you start earning money on YouTube, that means you have already accepted and joined the YouTube partner program. So like I always say, read through it, then accept, and click on accept terms. So as you can see, step 1 is done. Next, move to step 2, which is to create or link an Adsense account. So click on that, and that will take you to this page. It will ask you to verify that it is you. Sometimes you might be prompted to input your password so that they make sure that you are the one trying to sign in. And once you have signed in and they have verified that it is you, you'll be prompted and directed back to Google AdSense to complete your registration. So if you have an existing account, you click yes, I have an existing account. So you'll be able to link your account to it. As if you have an existing account, just click on continue. Or if you don't have an existing account, then you just click on no, I don't have an existing account. Then you go ahead and click on continue also. So it will bring you to this page where you'll be able to pick which of your emails you want to use. Like for me, I have a lot of emails with Google, so I pick the one that I want. And then as you can see, automatically your YouTube website is already embedded there. You cannot change it. So you scroll down and you answer some questions. If you want them to send you customized messages, you can always unsubscribe, I think. Then you select your country or territory. So all countries are represented. Just find your own country and tap on it. So presently I stay in the United Kingdom, so I clicked on United Kingdom.
Wow, congratulations.
Then you go ahead and read their terms and conditions again also. So read the terms and conditions for Google AdSense online service. Once you are okay with it, go ahead and tick yes, I have read and accepted the agreement. Then you'll be able to create your account. Just click on create account. So that's it, your account will be created now. So now that your account is created, the next thing is for you to input your payment address details. So they need you to give them your address. You pick your account type. Of course, for most people it's individual, but if your account type is business, then you pick business. Then name and address. You change the name if you want. Like for me, the name that came up was the name of my Gmail account. So I changed the name, and I also input my address. So you input your address, you input your name, you input your city and your postcode. If you don't know your postcode, just go online on Google and search for it. You input all this information necessary and click on submit. So it's going to redirect you back to YouTube, and you are going to be able to continue with the steps. So you just give it some seconds and you'll see that step 2 will update to in progress. Okay, so step 2 now is in progress because there are some verification that they need to do. So once you go into your Gmail account, you'll be able to see that your contact information has changed. They will send you a mail to verify that you have changed your contact information so that if it is not you, you
Yeah, I knew they
know
had to
that
send you a
an
letter.
activity is going on in your account. So the next thing also is that they are going to send you this email, and basically they are just telling you that your access account has been linked to YouTube. So the next step is step 3, which means that you get reviewed. But this step 2, which is the signing up for Google AdSense, which we have done already, it takes some hours. So right now they have accepted.
Question. Would you build a website for a major brand
It's
with more
pretty
than
easy.
200 million users using Wix?
Everything, and as you can see, step 2 is done. Now I can move on to step 3, which is getting reviewed. So also you get another email from Google AdSense telling you that your payment confirmation, your payment contact information has changed, and then they will prompt you to sign in. So once you sign into your Google account, this is what the dashboard will look like, and you will see like a notification on it telling you some stuff about your account. You can just dismiss it. So now that your AdSense account has been created, this is what the dashboard looks like, and you see your earnings. It will progress as your money increases, as you make more money, which I will show you later. So you receive another mail, and you'll be informed that you've been approved to join the partner program. Usually this takes between 12 hours and 30 days. For this particular account, it took 2 days, and now that it has been approved, the next thing for me to do is to
12 hours to
monetize
30
my
days.
videos.
It
So
only
this
took
is one
2.
basic step that you should not miss, that you need to do, that you need to take very seriously, or else you just see that people are watching your video even after you've joined YouTube partner program. People are watching your video, but they are not seeing ads. YouTube is not showing them advertisement, and you are wondering, but I have been monetized, what's happening? So you need to go through all your videos one by one and turn on YouTube monetization. As you can see right now, the monetization is off. So I manually turned everything on one by one. Another thing that you need to do is that for your videos that are 8 minutes and above, you need to click on them manually and go to video monetization and turn on all the overlay ads. Actually, these overlay ads, skippable, not skippable, you'll have to do it manually for every of your videos, and put the ads also after video. But manually, you need to put in ad breaks, just like you're saying on your screen, into all videos that are 8 minutes or longer. So this way, multiple ads will be played on your videos, and you'll be able to maximize your YouTube monetization. For everything you do, always make sure you save. And alternatively, on your
12
dashboard,
hours
you
and
can
30
click
days.
on monetize videos from
That's the
that
biggest swing I
YouTube
ever seen, brother.
notification. So once you click on that, it will ask you to set monetization preferences, and then you can just click on monetize all videos now. Then scroll down and pick all the overlay ads, not skippable and skippable, turn on ads during video, do everything, apply the preferences. But to be double sure, give it about 24 hours, then
But
go
look,
through each of your video one after the other
yeah.
to make sure that this
But all in all, I mean, I removed myself from the stream. I'm back. But all in all, I think it is good. Why is my live stream went red? What is going on here? Look at this up here in the corner. It's all red. Why is that red? That's weird. Well, it looks like I don't need a website if I just wait. Jim, did you see that? So I think I'll just wait. When you get off the hook, you don't have to make me a website. I'm going to need one to sell these rods and stuff. But I wanted one where you could pick what rod blank you wanted, pick what handle you wanted, pick what guides you wanted, and then you could add them to the cart, but it doesn't charge you for them. And then you could pick what rod wrap you wanted, where you wanted the rod wrap, how big you wanted the rod wrap, and then it would charge you at the end. You put it, add the cart, and it would charge you for the whole assembled rod. I think I'm gonna need a nerd to do that, though. I do need a website. Just, are you listening to me, Jim? I just said I need one. But I can't find the one I want. I went to a bunch of those pre-made ones. I'm gonna need a nerd that writes code. I'm telling you. Yep. A nerd. Say it with me, Jim. Nerd. There's nothing wrong with nerds. I type super slow. What? My wife's a nerd. One of the twins is a nerd. You're a good sport, Jim. Jim, have you ever seen my my little Indonesia friend? Yeah, nerds can get stuff done, bro. I have to get rid of this. Oh, she's back. Shut up, lady. All right. That rod wrapper, Dynasty Rod Customs. This guy is from Indonesia. He's the one that got me started in the rod building. Dude, he does things so primitive, and his work is, yeah. He see, there's that fade wrap. I mean, that's where I learned how to do it. He is phenomenal. Me and this guy talk all the time. Look at his views. 49,000 a month. He's got a subscriber thing turned off where you can't see how many he's got, but I think he's got like 8,000 or 9,000. Yeah, he does it. He don't even holding a rod in one hand, wrapping it with another hand, putting that string in, doing the tie-offs, cutting it while holding it in the air. I just don't understand how he can do it. He does like phenomenal work. Look, he's got me featured on his channel. And then the other day, I went and I was looking at comments. I seen up here says mentions. I never noticed that before, so I clicked on it, and he mentioned me. Oh yeah, the subscriber count matters because that's just more people that get notified right away. The ones that do that, you know what I mean. Subscriber count don't matter after 1K. I mean, it does nothing. But the more people you have subscribe, like Nicholas Green, you know what I'm saying? He's got 600,000 subscribers. When he posts a video, you know at least 300,000 people are getting that in their notifications. You know what I'm saying? But he wrote this nice thing here on his website. So I can't. I don't know. So I use this translator. He said put easy and simple wrapping work, but the results are still elegant by your friend in USA at Fish in Louisiana, and he posted my video. I thought that was nice of him. And I got a few subscribers out of that, some watch hours. My analytics ain't very good. They were dropping until today. So it's like every other day it goes up a little bit because I try to get a video posted on Tuesday, one on Thursday, go live on Saturday. Well, these rod wrapping videos do good, man. Like this one right here, man, that was just a stupid video. I mean, I didn't expect it. You wasn't even a rod wrapping video. It was talking about that stupid laser. I showed you it before. Man, it's doing good. It's like way out of my normal. It's only 2 days old. That was my last video. They're still climbing. But I used to have just that one stupid shallow water anchor video that guaranteed me 20 views a day, every day, forever. It's still kicking. I mean, it's down to 6 views a day now, but it's up over 10,000 views. But it's like 1 year and 71 days. That was one of my very first videos. It's just always done good. Well, I did order a bunch of rod blanks. I'm gonna try getting some stuff done for Christmas. I got one that Rex Blocker on my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. He won a 50% off a custom rod, and Becca won a custom rod. I lost a lot of equipment and everything. I finally got everything back up and running. I got everything up and running better than I had before. I've got 3 power wrappers now, 2 hand wrappers, 7 dryers. So I can, if I had much more hands, I could do a lot more. But I can have multiple things going when I got something sitting in the dryer. I ain't got to wait 24 hours before I can start something else. You know what I mean? I can just slide it to the back and then pull another one up and start working on it. 300K views, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't have nothing like that. I'm just happy with my little bit here and a little bit there. I got no problem with that. Maybe one day I'll get a big one. You never know. But I ordered, I think, 7 more rods. I got like 3 or 4 that I could sell now. I got Becca's on the table. I tried ordering Rex's. We were going over his stuff. He wants like a Black Widow, red and black heavy rod. And he wanted those roller guides. Solid cork hander, set up like a bait caster with the red handles, but without the trigger on the reel seat. I found a nice reel seat. We went through a bunch of stuff, but I can't get the blank, man. You're a menace, dude. I think you've done too many crashes, and maybe it might have hit your head too many times, Jeff. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I love you to death. I think you're hysterical. But you have hit your head a few times. Why would you delete that? You weren't even mad either. That's the thing. I could see you got mad, lost your cool, deleted everything. But you're like, well, I think I'll just delete this video. Matter of fact, I'm going to delete the whole channel. And I'm going to delete everything off my computer so I can't put it back, too. What's the matter with you, Jim? I wish you had some footage on the channel of some of them stunts. Nobody bought one raffle ticket for the drone. So I took it off and I told everybody we were going to do it. So now I got 4 drones, Jim. You want a drone? Yeah, to buy your own camera and pay for shipping. I'll send you a drone, Jim. I didn't sell one ticket. Not one ticket. It was crazy. That is messed up. I went through all that trouble. I didn't build a nice one, though. I did the video of flying it in that thunderstorm. I'll tell you what, Jim. I'll take it out tomorrow afternoon after church if it ain't raining. And I'll fly it through that fountain that I planned on flying it through in that video with the thunderstorm. And if it survives, I'll send it to you. And you have to buy your own camera and all that stuff. But you can have the controller, the drone, and 1 battery for each. And the props. And I'll talk you through anything you need to know. Case, everything. The one I was going to raffle. I'm dead serious. I'll send it to you, Jim. I definitely recommend getting the 4K. I used the 4K fishing gimbal more than I used my video. The one that went up, down, left, right. The fishing one only goes up and down, but then it had the bait drop on the back of it. I use that one because if you wanted to turn, you just turned the whole drone. And I could drop a water bottle. We had 2 boats fishing at one time. And they were way far away. And I didn't want them to know we had a drone, so we threw the drone up and started buzzing around them and stuff while they were fishing and messing with them. And they couldn't see us where we were because we were on the other side of the rock wall. So we drank half of a Coke and put it up, set it up with the drone, and dropped it out of the bottom of their boat. We had the cap off and just tied fishing line to it and hooked it to the bait release. And it was buzzing them, and they were swatting at it and stuff and trying to cast the pole and take the drone down. So I was like, oh, these guys are being wise. So I got up about 50, 75 feet, dropped it at the bottom of the boat, and it was a brand new Coke, so it exploded, like, fizzed all over the place. And then they come flying over to us. I hurry up and landed on the other side of our boat, splashed it in the water. They're like, did you see what just happened? We were trying to act like we didn't know what happened, but we couldn't hold it, and we started bursting out laughing. He's like, that was you. You guys are asses. Yeah, it was so funny, though. They were trying to cast to take that drone out, so I had to go up real high. And after they started, swatting at it was funny, you know what I mean? Once they started trying to cast into it, then I was like, oh, yeah. And I just dropped it on them. They didn't know I could do that. Imagine that, though, taking a balloon, filling it with, like, paint or something, taking it way up 300-400 feet, and just putting your camera straight down and trying to drop on. Hey, that could be a video, Jim. Put flour in a Ziploc bag and draw a big circle in the field and let's see who could get bullseyes. We got 3 drones. We send all 3 of them up together. We just have to program the remotes, different channels. And then we'll take turns dropping. We'll put different colors in different ones. Yeah, it's got the remote release. That's right. Yes. Let me see. texting me. See, that's just a video camera. That one's got the bait release on it with the payload release. I haven't even seen these ones. I got these two. That's just a bait payload release. I do have this Bluetooth data link, so if it goes down, I can find it. Oh, let's see how much this is. Well, that thing's cheap now, man. I paid $3.29 for it. But they both got 4K cameras, you know what I mean? Man, those have come down so much. And they're waterproof cameras. See, they're both 4K. I use the one with the bait release the most. I got this one. It does good. It goes left and right and stuff. But the reason I use the one with the bait release the most is because this one just goes up and down. It don't go left and right. So when you put it up to where you're straight ahead, you know that's the front of your drone. You're not trying to fly a cock at it. But if you're shooting a video, I mean, they both, like I said, they're both 4K video. And this one's got the bait drop on it too. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how much since everything came down. I got the goggles, I've got this, I've got this. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, this is the one with the night vision. It's an HD camera. This one's night vision. It got 2 spotlights on it. You got these 2 spotlights on it. Oh, and it's got a payload release on that one too. So you can drop life preservers and all kinds of stuff. But they were designed for fishing off the shore. You know what I mean? This drone was. And you send it out, you see the fish and you drop it. That's what everybody uses it for. I use it to mess with everybody. Okay, so let's see how much one costs. Oh, I'm down. We could challenge each other. Remember, I sank one in the Gulf of Mexico. See, he lost his drone. He's trying to find it. I recommend putting one of those in your drone. right, let's show this Swell Pro store and see what they got. See how much stuff costs. Alright. That's the new one that just came out. Not impressed. They make a waterproof drone that you gotta put your phone on the controller to use. Not impressed. Going fishing made easy. And that's just. They got rid of the 3 off the channel. I guess they're doing. Dude, I've got about 12 grand worth of stuff. What is this drone? Swell Pro Fisherman. I've never heard of this. It's just a cheap drone. Look at the little top it's got. They're not selling the Splash Drone 3 no more? There's the Spree. What the hell? Oh, okay, here it is. This one's just a fishing setup. 2 pairs extra props. Two drone batteries is $1,800. You still need to buy an extra controller battery. But they had a filming. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna say there's supposed to be a filming package. Oh wow, they got rid of it. Wow, they're getting rid of everything since they opened a new one. I can't even hear it. Why is it so low? Yeah, that thing is badass. Well, like I said, Jim, maybe we could do something like that. I'll send you a drone. I only have one baby race, so you'll have to buy your own baby race. Maybe another battery. Let me see how many batteries they got. I don't think I need 6 or 7 now. They're expensive batteries. Are like 100 and some change a piece. And you can't charge them and then put them away, Jim. You have to dump at least half of the charge, 2/3 of the charge out before you store it. If you charge it only, you charge for a day or so, and then you got to just start the drone up and let it wear out. Certain things you need to know about the drone is always make sure the power wire are behind the battery, nowhere near that GPS module because it'll freak out. They say they want you to use the drone. Go off this screen. How did I do this, man? I got the screen full over here. I can't get rid of it. Oh, there we go. Shut up. Let's go back. Here's the battery. I got the charger and the cables. I've got 3 of those. And I'll give you, because you unhook this thing here, and it's got another attachment for the for these, for the controller. It's got a little wire that plugs into the battery. Props ain't cheap. Well, they're cheaper, man. They were running 50, but ever since they came out, that Splash Drone 4, ever since they come out, that Splash Drone 4, man, is all the prices have come way down. Even the controller's cheap, man. They're running like $400 for it. Got everything they make. Everything on these pages. I've got extra drone batteries, everything. I've got like 10 of these. The flight controller. I don't have an extra one of those, though. We got extra flight controller. I didn't even see those on here. I don't have flight controller. I did want to add that. Some boost your antenna signal. I've got like 4 extra motors, 2 of each. No, everything's come down a lot. I just worry when it comes down like that if they're gonna just discontinue it altogether. Jim, I'm gonna hit you up, man. Let's work something out. I'll send you one of those drones and we can have challenges. You'll have to get 2 batteries so you can get some practice in, and we'll do challenges. You do something on a video, and then you call me out, and then I have to do what you did, survive it, and then challenge you to something. I've got enough stuff to where if they discontinue it, I can survive for a little while. I've got extra shells. I've got extra remotes. I need your props. I got like probably 8 sets of props. All right, cool. Listen, it's getting late, and I gotta at least get some of this rod wrap. I'm gonna wrap this video up, but Jim, I'm gonna throw you a text, and we'll get one of these sent out to you. You'll have to get yourself a camera, SD card, and I'd get a battery, an extra battery. I'm gonna give you a battery for the controller and a battery for the remote. I'll do a test flight on it through the fountain, and then we'll box it up and send it to you. And you'll have to get some things for our challenge videos. But I gotta go shave. I got church in the morning. I'm a little scruffy. But I'm gonna wrap this one up. I appreciate you guys. Well, I appreciate you, Jim. You're the only one here. And like always, thanks everybody. Jim's helping me build the watch hours. I appreciate that. Jim, don't be afraid to throw a playlist on your phone and turn the sound down and let it play while you sleep, brother. All right, Jim, I'll talk to you soon by Monday, Tuesday, the latest, and we'll get together on this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good night.